Hello everybody, Eric here, and as you see, spring has sprung. I took it back outside because why not? I had to. Beautiful day, so I'm hanging outside with my birds, and it is new vape day today. New vape day is always good, and today we've got one coming from URVAP, I believe is how you pronounce that. It might be URVAP, but I'm going with URVAP because that makes more sense. This is their new Zen, which is actually a pod kit. And the cool thing about this one, guys, is you can use their pre-filled pods, or you can use your own liquid because this does come with a pod that you can refill. So very, very cool. Gives you a couple different ways to use this thing. And I actually have 3 of the pre-filled pods in 3 different flavors that I'm going to be going over today. I think I'll hit all 3 of these. It's a nice day, so we'll take some time and go over all 3 of the flavors. But you can also use your own liquid if you would like, because you do have the, looks like these are a 2 mil, but you can use your own liquid because it does come with a 2 milliliter refillable pod. So if you have a particular liquid that is your favorite and you don't want to stray from that, you can continue to use it with these. So that's very cool. A couple different ways to use it, and that's nice because you can just pick up pods. If you're out and about, run out of juice, you can buy a pre-filled pod. So that's very, very cool. So let's go over the device a little bit first. All right, so here is our device. And as you can see, very straightforward on this one, just a nice little black box. And you turn it on by holding the button down on this one. So a little bit different than what we're used to seeing. But there we go. There's our display. We've got that cool kind of clock design. The way that you can adjust it is on the bottom. Essentially, we have our readout that shows on this side, we have our power setting. Then over here is our battery. And you hit the button twice to go into the adjustment mode, and then every additional hit goes up 1 watt. So as you can see, every time I hit that button, an additional time, it just goes up in increments of 1 watt. So it looks like you can go from 10 all the way up to 35. So a pretty good range of power there. Let's just run this about halfway. I'm gonna run this at 25 for now. So let's start off with one of the pre-filled pods. I'm going to go with Black Widow, which is a very interesting flavor. I'm not sure what Black Widow would taste like. But anyways, there is what you see on the front. And then here's the information on the back of the pre-filled pod. All right, and you get 2 of these pre-filled pods per pack. These are just a little 2 milliliter pod. All right, now the way these pre-filled pods work is the vape will actually adjust the wattage automatically to the correct wattage for whatever resistance pod you're using. But you can still adjust it if you would want to change that. So we're gonna start off with the Black Widow in the URVAP Zen. So here we go. Now, not a whole lot of output there, but this one's turned down quite a bit. In fact, let's crank this guy up. Let's put this up about halfway because I didn't get really a good enough hit that time. I'll give you guys a good description of that liquid. So here we're right at about 90 degrees, so about halfway up. Let's try it again. Oh yeah. Got a lot more output out there, and it might be a little hard to see because of the wind out here, but it doesn't taste like a disposable. That's something that I've noticed about this one because I did try this out a little bit earlier. It tastes like refillable liquid, because to me, disposable liquid tastes like disposable liquid. It's got that really candy flavor, and this doesn't have that so much. You get more flavor, not quite so much sweet, and it's not so overpowering. But as far as the flavor actually goes on this, it's kind of hard to say because this Black Widow, I'm not exactly sure, I'm sorry, Black Winter, I'm not exactly sure where or what fruit that is supposed to be, but it's definitely a fruity flavor. It kind of tastes like a black ice vape. I did one from Death Row probably like a year ago in black ice. It tasted very similar to this. Just a nice kind of generic fruit flavor. Maybe a little bit of like a black cherry. I'm kind of tasting cherry, and I think that's what I compared that black currant one to. Did it have any menthol? Let me see. Nah. No menthol in it, but it's a really smooth liquid too. Doesn't have a whole lot of throat hit. Very, very mild, which I like a little bit of throat hit, but this isn't bad. You can still taste that you're getting nicotine there. Now, let's try one of those other flavors. And I tried this one a little bit before I did the video, just because I wanted to see how the vape worked. But I haven't tried any of these other ones, so this is going to be a first time for me. Let's see, we've got raspberry ginger limeade. Now that sounds like something else right there. Raspberry ginger limeade. Okay, I'm excited about that one, because those are three things that I really like. Although I don't know, together, raspberry, ginger, and limeade? The limeade, that's the one. The raspberry ginger, I can kind of... Anyways, they come two to a pack, so we'll just rip these apart. So it just comes on this little card here. Pop that open. I do apologize, it's a blustery day out here, guys, but you know, it is spring in Indiana, and that's just what you get. Okay, I hate these little cards they put these in. Okay, there we go, got her out of there. So let's pop off our little cap here. Okay, now this one says it is 10 to 13 watts. So that means this should automatically adjust to that. So does it do it? It didn't look like it actually switched that time. It was still down at 10. So I'm just going to crank this one up. Run this at the same wattage that we did on that last one, right there at halfway up, which seems to be about 20 watts or so. So here we go, the raspberry ginger limeade. Let's try this out. What the hell? Oh, there's a little thing on the bottom that you have to remove. Yeah, definitely got to do that. They don't work too good if you don't. All right, let's try this again. Raspberry ginger limeade. Wow, guys, I really, really like that. I got to think about that. It's all in there. It is. I'm tasting the raspberry now more, a few seconds later, but it was a whole lot of limeade right on the inhale. Let's try that again. That's weird, but I really like that. And the ginger's there. I would say on the inhale, you really get the limeade, you get the raspberry on the exhale. The ginger, you kind of have to look for it. You kind of have to taste it out, but it's definitely there. And it just adds a little bit of a different characteristic to that fruit flavor. One more time, that was too good. Yeah, guys, that's good. That's a very, almost a filling flavor, if that makes any sense. It's very satisfying. A lot of different flavor in that one, a lot of things going on. I'm gonna vape on that for a while. I like that. But let's try one of the other ones. We got one left. All right, guys, so this one is watermelon gummy candy. That also sounds really good. That sounds like one that would go along really well with some gummies or a THC vape. Kind of use this as your after dinner mint, I suppose. But let's try it out. Okay, so this one says 10 to 30 watts, just like the last one. So let's put that in there and see if it changes that wattage. And looks like we're still down on 10 watts. So, okay, my guess is because the coil or the pod goes between 10 and 30, it probably just puts you on the lower and then lets you adjust. So 10 to 30 watts. So essentially those will take the entire range of this. So let's do what we did last time. Let's crank it up halfway. There we go. So we're going to go about 20 watts. And let's try out watermelon gummy candy. I'm going to have to try that again. Let's see. And you know what? We do have an airflow on the side. And I had it shut. Let's open it up a little ways, because I didn't get a whole lot of flavor that time. Here we go. Okay, not a whole lot of flavor on this one, even with that airflow opened up. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn that wattage up too, just so I can see. Tastes like watermelon mostly. I am getting a little bit of the gummy, the candy. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, because gummies are candy, right? But anyways, now I'm going to turn this thing up all the way. Yeah, let's just set up to the max. Okay, now we're on 35 watts. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, that did it. I think sometimes with certain flavors, you just need to turn up that wattage a little bit more because they're a little mild, and this one was. But a nice watermelon flavor, and I can taste that gummy. Just a nice blend of the two, I would say. And a pretty decent watermelon. Watermelon's one of those that sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And I would say this one's just okay. Not the best watermelon that I've ever had. And as far as the candy part, I'm not sure if that it is sweeter, I suppose, than some of than the first one I tried. So maybe that's where the candy comes from. I don't know, but let's try it again. Yeah, I see where they're saying gummy and candy. Gummy, I can kind of pick out, but I've had other gummy vapes that tasted more like gummies than this. I would definitely say watermelon, but the gummy isn't so pronounced. And the candy thing, again, not quite sure what that means. But a good flavor. If you're into watermelon, it might be worth trying. But really, this thing, raspberry ginger limeade, that is some good stuff right there. But then also, let's take a look at this, because you do have the refillable pods that you can use on this one. So essentially the same thing. It's a 2 milliliter pod, but you can just refill it. So you can use any liquid that you want. So let's open these up and take a look at one of them. Okay, these also come 2 to a pack, but you get one of these with the device. Yeah, so there's our refillable pod. Basically exact same thing. We just have a rubber stopper on the side where we can refill it. So pretty cool that you do have that other option. But overall, guys, I like the vape. I think it's a great device. It's a cool device because it gives you options. We all always like that. But I do like the design. I like this clock look. I think that's cool. It's a sharp looking vape. So I dig it. So there we go, guys. The new URVAP ZEN. A really cool device that gives you a lot of options. I like that you can use the refillable pods. You can use the pre-filled pods. And they have some great flavors. I absolutely love this raspberry cherry limeade. So a cool product all around. And again, guys, my name's Eric. I do a lot of these review videos. I've got about 300, 400 videos out right now. So a very extensive catalog. Check out the old videos. And of course, drop a subscribe if you have not already. I hope to see everybody on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.